welcome to the Magic and Beyond podcast. My name is Jordan, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Michelle.
Hello.
Hello there. We are back, and we've got a fun little episode for you. I think one of the things we talked about when we created the podcast is we didn't want to be just tips and tricks, didn't want to be just this or that. Like, we wanted to kind of give you guys a variety of content, and the fact that both of us go to Disney a lot.
Yeah.
And with different groupings, right? Different types of stuff. We thought that one of the fun things would be whenever we go is to kind of do some pre-trip planning and then some post-trip episodes after that. And Michelle, you, in a very short amount of time, are going to be going to Disney.
So excited. So excited. Yeah, we're heading out, I think the weekend of the 15th.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Be here before you know it.
I know.
I've got 2 work trips before that, and I'm like, how many states can I be in before I'm in Florida?
Yeah.
So
Got the
it'll be
countdown
here.
calendar
That's
going on.
That's it.
That's super exciting. Going to be there kind of spring break-ish.
Oh, right in the middle.
Which will be an
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. We were there last year for spring break, but early.
Yeah.
So like we really were there like the first week of March.
Not too bad crowds.
Yeah,
yet.
it was really pre-crowds.
Yeah.
They were coming in at the tail end as we're coming home, and this time we're going to be like right in the middle of March.
Yeah.
So really probably hitting one of those most popular weeks.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be some good post-trip content just to hear how
Exactly.
crowds worked out, what you guys had to pivot, because
Yep.
we've talked about that being a big thing for trips is
That's
going
right.
with a plan, but be prepared to change if you have to.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a few plans.
Yeah. Yeah. And you are going with your 2 daughters primarily. That was kind of how the trip started.
Yeah,
But-
yes. So as with all trips that I plan, I get a little excited and kind of keep changing things up until the time. The biggest change with this, though, is some friends of ours who were with us. I know we talked about doing a hurricane episode.
Yes.
We
You all
were
lived
down
to
in.
tell the tale.
That's right. We were at the hurricane, not at Disney, but we were at Disney in a hurricane.
Yes.
Back in October. So
Mhm.
we did not get to use all of our park days.
Yes.
And Disney did us a solid. It was not just a given up front.
Yeah,
So I
you
went
had
to
to ask
customer
for it.
service. Yep. Went to customer service at the window. Was super, super nice. And,
That's
begged,
a key.
pleaded.
Always be nice if you're going to
Yes.
ask for something from Disney.
They don't owe you anything,
Yes.
folks. They got your money.
The kindness will get you a very long way.
Yes. So we ended up getting my daughter and I actually were going to stay longer than our
Mhm.
friends. And so by a day. And
Yeah.
so we actually had 2 days because we ended up getting in the parks on the hurricane day. Again, pixie dusted.
Yeah.
Didn't have to use a park day.
Yep.
Because we didn't get there at open. And
Yeah,
so
wasn't
customer
enough
service
of a
did us a
day.
solid and they let us come in for free, essentially. So we actually have 2 unused days.
Nice.
And our friends had 1. So
Okay.
when they heard we were coming, Courtney, my oldest, didn't get to go with us. They have 2 littles.
Aw.
One just turned 2 today and had a Toy Story birthday.
Aw.
And so we were at that earlier, and they didn't get to do Disney with Courtney. And so
Yeah.
Mom, my friend Becca, was like, "Oh, we just gotta."
Seems
we
like
gotta,
the
it's
perfect
Courtney.
opportunity.
The kids didn't get to be because Dad
Yeah.
isn't as Disney-like as
Yeah.
the rest of us.
He'll go on a trip every once in a while, but doesn't necessarily want to go every year.
Correct. and it's always a budget. Disney can break
Yes.
the budget.
Yeah.
So we convinced him, and so they're coming to join us.
Yay.
With part of that, they're doing
Yeah.
a college tour with their oldest
Okay.
before coming.
Okay.
So we're gonna head down on Saturday. Thinking about getting a room only on Saturday because we were going to drive part of the way. But as with all my changes, if I can get to Disney, I just might
You
as
can
well
get there
go.
sooner, just get there.
And then we check into our last moderate that we've not stayed at.
Ooh,
So we're going to be
great.
staying at French Quarter.
Yay.
Yeah, we're excited. We've stayed at Riverside a few times.
Okay.
And just haven't done this one. It's
Yeah.
a little smaller.
Yeah.
All the rooms have been refurbed.
Awesome.
They look great. I think they're mostly done now.
Okay.
It could not be because I've heard of a few people getting upgraded recently to Animal
Yeah.
Kingdom. Disney,
Oh.
if you're listening,
That would be an okay
I
upgrade.
can take Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm good with it. Doesn't even have to be a safari view.
Right. Just anywhere
Yeah,
in the
Savannah.
lodge.
I don't gotta have the Savannah and the giraffes, but I could stay there.
Yeah.
So if you want to upgrade me, call me.
You can always try French Quarter another time.
Yeah. But no, super excited. Super excited to be there.
That'll be awesome. And one of the cool things with French Quarter is you also can use some of the fun things from Riverside as well. You can
Exactly.
utilize the pool area and you're right there. So that's kind of a perk if you're going to stay at either of those resorts. You
Yeah.
can share.
And we've used both pools before because
Yeah.
we stayed at Riverside, which is kind of a bayou, very green. It's beautiful. That resort, a lot of people talk about how big it is. It is big,
Yeah.
but not as big as some of the others. Like
Yeah.
there are a few, like Caribbean Beach is
Yeah.
huge. Old Key West is
Hmm.
even bigger. I've stayed there, and that was huge.
Yeah.
So this one you can actually walk. It's a little bit of a walk,
Yeah.
mind you, between the resorts, but you can
But it's not
definitely
bad.
walk it, and it's not bad. I mean, if you're in a hurry, I probably would drive.
Yeah.
But if you're just looking for a
checking it
nice
out.
stroll,
Yeah.
then you can walk over. And both pools are great because they both have a
Yes.
slide.
Yay, slides.
Yeah, yep. Both have a slide at the moderate. You usually are good for a slide.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest. So you've got multiple restaurants.
Yeah.
We're planning on, of course, getting some beignets.
You have to.
Yeah, got to get the beignets. And the food court is really nice. At Riverside. Now I've looked and it looks like the
Yeah.
menu's kind of the same
Similar.
at both. It's just because French Quarter is a little smaller. It's a
Yeah.
little smaller
A little
area.
bit smaller
Yeah.
seating and everything. Yeah.
So we're excited.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are getting to check that last moderate off your box.
Oh yeah. I'll once we go, obviously,
Yes.
I'm gonna have
Give us
some
the full
information
review.
on how that room
I have
is. They
not
look
stayed
great
there
on
either,
television, right?
Yes,
I've watched them
it
on
looks
YouTube
So cute.
and everything like that. And we don't. I don't think we're preferred or anything like that. We're just standard.
Yeah.
But it's so small.
Yeah.
It's got a
you
New
don't-
Orleans theme.
Yeah. It's not one where you feel like you said you're hiking across the whole resort if
Right.
you're not in a
One bus
preferred
stop.
room. Yeah, that'll be. I'm interested to hear how the buses go.
Yes, that's
'Cause-
always. We have stayed before at like Caribbean Beach or someplace like
Mhm.
that, and you say, what's your request? And my request was, well, I want to be near the bus stop. Well, I was at the bus stop,
Yeah.
but I was at the last one.
So
And so, like at
smooth.
Caribbean, by the time the bus got to me,
Yeah.
it was full.
Yeah.
So we learned real quick on
Go to
day
the first
one, we're
stop.
going to have to walk. So next time I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say put me anywhere.
That's
I'll
not
just-
your priority there.
You got it. Yeah. If you're not wanting to pay for a preferred room or
Yes.
something like that. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
Friends
that's
are staying at
awesome.
All Star Music
Okay.
when they check
Perfect.
in a suite
Mm-hmm.
because they need access to a full fridge. They have a child with special needs,
Yes.
and they need a fridge freezer.
Okay.
And remember, there's only beverage coolers in the regular
Yes.
rooms, which
Yeah.
are cool but not guaranteed to be cold.
Right. And for certain things, if you have medications or whatever that
Right.
have to be kept at a certain temperature, those beverage coolers may not be the best thing. So the All-Star Music Suites are one of your own, well, it's your only
Yeah.
value option that's going to give you that full refrigerator and freezer.
Yeah.
But it's a great stay for families. So this is the second time that this
Yeah.
family has stayed there. It worked out well for them the first time.
Yep.
So we knew we had to do a little research before booking them the first
Yeah.
time on what would be best for their family in that situation. But
And it's a little frustrating for them. It's a little
yeah,
like this is their best option because they're a
Right.
family of 5 and they
Yeah.
need the fridge freezer, and there's not another resort on property that's
No.
going to have that.
no. Yeah, so unfortunately, it becomes their only option that
Yep.
they can really stay
But I
at.
mean, if it's your only option,
But
folks, it's
a-
real nice.
It's a great
Yeah,
option
it's
to
great.
have.
2
Your
full
price
bathrooms.
point's going to be nice. The
Yep.
2 full bathrooms. You've got plenty of space for everybody. You've got the little kitchenette area. If,
Oh, yeah.
if you are someone that likes to bring your own food and
Yep.
kind of do that stuff, or if you do have medications or something that have to stay there, it's a good option. So it's a good mixture. You guys are getting to check off a last moderate. They've got the room that's perfect for
Yep.
them and their family, and you guys are still going to be able to do plenty of stuff together.
Oh yeah, we're gonna meet
And-
up. We're gonna meet up at the park gate and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they will. Like our first park day is on that Tuesday
Okay.
at Animal Kingdom, and I believe early entries at 7:30.
Yay. 7:30.
So, in order to rope drop
You'll be
a
there.
park at 7:30, guys, that means being at the bus stop.
Yeah.
If depending on, like, if you want to be on the first bus, you're gonna need to leave that room about 6.
Yep.
Then because that first bus is probably gonna run about 6:10. Disney's gonna tell you an hour before early entry. They will be running, but there will be a bus before that.
Yeah.
And so, it just kind of depends on where you want to be in that line.
Mm-hmm.
My folks love to ride Flight of Passage for
Yeah.
free,
So
and then
that's
we
key.
usually pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that they're going to meet for that, but when they do get there, we've got to do the wagon. So they have a Wonder
Yes.
Wagon. And it's important to tell everybody, Wonder Wagons are not for Disney
Mm-mm.
unless you go through the right process.
Yes, you have to. There's a process to go through to get them, and you have to have a legitimate, typically a medical purpose
Yep.
or something to be able to be granted wagons, because otherwise, those are a no-no with Disney. But
Yep.
they will make exceptions, and the family that is going with you guys, as you mentioned,
Yep.
they have a little girl that is in need of that wagon.
Yeah. And to be honest, both littles
Yes, that's true. They do
need it because
They
one
do
of them's a
too.
flight risk.
Yeah.
And one of them, they need for, a feeding pump and those kind of
Mhm.
things. There's just a lot of things. But, I just caution you, guys, make sure that you're not trying to trick. Disney's pretty smart.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be accommodating to folks that need that.
Mm-hmm.
And this family really does need it.
Yeah.
So strollers work
necessity
just
for them.
fine, and if
Mhm.
strollers could work for them, I can assure you
They'd do
they
it.
would prefer to do a
Yeah.
stroller because I have
It's a
helped
lot.
get that wagon broken down to put it on the
Yeah.
bus, and it's a lot.
Oh.
And so sometimes you don't actually, because it's a medical device,
Mhm.
they won't actually make you break it down, but they do
Okay.
lock it in place just like they
Gotcha.
do a scooter or anything like
That's
that.
nice.
And they are going to tag that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And not your tag, guys. You can't take your own
Your
little
own.
handicap tag, and
Yeah.
Disney's going to put their own stamp on that. The colors change, they keep that, and you do it once for your trip.
Okay.
You can only do it at the park.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at your resort,
Yeah.
not at Disney Springs.
Can't get it pre-approved ahead of time. It has
No.
to be that first park day. I'll make sure you allot enough time to go and get your
Correct.
approval.
So when they get there, we'll get that accomplished, and then we'll be able to do our day. And like I said, it opens at 7:30 for early entry
Mhm.
that day. So, and I think it closes at 6.
Oh, okay.
It may close at 7, but I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
closes at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be a good solid day for Animal
I
Kingdom.
mean, a lot of people, I think you and I have talked about this before, there are people that still think that Animal Kingdom's a half-day park.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on which half you like,
Yeah.
right? Some
Yep.
people come and
Just
like me,
right.
and they're going to
Or-
come just in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually leave by 3 or so. This
Yeah.
time we'll actually be there
Mm-hmm.
from open to close.
Yeah.
And I have done that before there,
Yeah.
and there's plenty to do,
Yeah.
and you're not rushed if you do that. We've
Mhm.
got a dining reservation that day for Tusker House.
Oh, yay.
Yep, at 5 o'clock. They've not done that. They've not done Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
So this is new for them.
Fun.
And I've cautioned them that there's going to be plenty of things for the littles,
Yeah.
but rides
Yeah.
other than the safari
Mm-hmm.
and the train,
Navi,
Navi,
yeah.
River Journey, and then there's the little affection station train that will take you to the petting zoo back there.
Yes, that's a great area for
So
kids.
those are 3 things that they're going to get to ride, and then there's 2 shows. They'll
Mhm.
get to do those plus the animal trek.
Yeah.
I mean the gorillas.
I feel like those animal treks get overlooked a lot, and that'll be perfect.
and
to
I
do
love
with, with
them.
the
We got to
littles for
see a
that.
baby gorilla, a little gorilla.
They have the
last
new
year.
baby tiger cub there too.
I know he's so cute.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And Disney, something important to remember, like they do a lot of videoing
Yes.
for their movies and stuff of natural
Mhm.
animal behavior, like when they're making The Lion King or
Yeah.
something, they're going to utilize zoos. And for fun fact, in case you didn't know, Mufasa actually a lot of the animal sounds came from the Memphis Zoo,
Yes, I did.
which is
see
cool,
that.
right? Because we live in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think the Memphis Zoo is top notch.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorites, and it's close to my house.
Yeah.
So so that's pretty neat. So pretty much our expectations are I don't really foresee any trouble
Yeah.
with us doing everything we need to there.
Yeah.
We will be doing Lightning Lane.
Yes, I was gonna ask.
Yep.
So, you and I are both big people on Lightning Lane. It kind of feels like a must with Disney these days.
Yeah.
But you're going on a peak spring break week, so you guys are planning
Yep.
on utilizing the Lightning Lanes. Going to get it every day for all the parks. Is
Yep.
that the plan?
Yeah, and a lot of people will choose not. You don't really. It's not a must to have it at Animal Kingdom.
We just prefer to
I
have
prefer it because I know when I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I think there are two schools of thought. There are people that are like, Disney costs enough.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to pay anything extra.
Right.
And then there's the people like me who, back when it was FastPass and FastPass Plus, who said, I would pay for this service. If they ever charged for it, I would still pay for it.
Yeah.
Reasonably. I will say this: if you're comparing Lightning Lane to Express Pass at Universal,
Mm-hmm.
this is very reasonable, guys.
Yeah.
I think just kind of pull out the handy dandy here
See what
because
your
I've got
prices
my
are.
little prices are since we're just sitting here talking. Because you can actually, Disney's done a good job of letting you see prices now.
Yes, you can.
Into March.
Yeah, you can see the prices typically ahead of time. You're still going to have, if you're a resort guest, which we'll talk about your exception here in a second.
Yep.
But for if you're a resort guest, you can't book it until 7 days prior to your
Right.
trip. But you can see the pricing a few weeks out now. So you can kind of have an expectation of what it's going to cost you before you have to make those.
And since Disney knows that Animal Kingdom is one you don't really got to have it, it's always the cheapest.
Good price point.
Yeah, it's $17 per person
Yeah.
for that day. And then if you wanna pay to ride Flight of Passage quicker than standing in the line, and guys, that line is typically somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Most of the day.
Going to be your high wait time ride there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a long queue. But you can pay $16 the day we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So my family will do that. My friend's family will too.
And that's
for
not
the people
bad.
that are going to ride it.
That's not bad for a lot of
No.
the ILLs can get up there in price.
Oh, and
so
we'll- yeah,
16's not too
yeah.
bad.
Because the next day we're doing Magic Kingdom on Wednesday, and just to kind of let everybody know that price difference, that jumps to $29 a person for Lightning Lane.
Wow.
And then Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is $12, and then I mean you got to expect it. Tron.
Yep.
It's new, and you're either going to stand in line or you're going to do this, right?
Yes.
So the Lightning Lane single pass, Disney's changed these names around a little
Yes.
bit, and now this is going to be Lightning Lane single pass is $20 per guest.
There you go.
So do a little research, and you'll know what you want to ride and
Yeah.
what you don't before you go.
Yeah. And again, Magic Kingdom probably going to be one of those parks that you're going to get the most use out of your Lightning Lane for. But as you said with Animal Kingdom, you don't necessarily have to have it there. But if you just want to save yourself some time, that's a good one you can either not do it, or if you want to save some money, you're going to be okay. But
Oh, exactly.
you can still go for it. It's a smaller price point. Pro tip, if you're going to park hop, you can start your day at Animal Kingdom, pay the lower price, and still have access to Lightning Lanes at all the other parks for the rest of the day. So just a little tip there if you want to pay less money, but,
Yep,
but you are park
exactly.
hopping.
Exactly.
You have to choose a park to start at.
Yep.
But you can pay that lower price for Animal.
And we've done that.
And
We
then
did
have
that. We did that last year, maybe, or the year before. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But we definitely have park hopped. And they've changed the cost on it. Now it's the
Yeah.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be you paid more
For the park hopper.
the park hopper version, and now it's the same.
Now
and
you just pay whatever park you start at.
yeah, and we're gonna do Hollywood on Thursday. Again, a park that I think it's very beneficial
Necessary, yeah.
and necessary. If you want to ride everything, right?
Yes.
And it's $24 that day that we're going, and then Rise of the Resistance.
That's your pricey one.
It's $22,
Yeah.
folks. So you can either stand in
rope
line
drop that
60 to
one.
90 minutes, rope drop it,
Uh-huh.
or whatever. And we typically, I say typically, there's two schools of thought on it. People either go to Rise, Rock and Roller Coaster if it's open, and it is open right
Yeah.
now, or Slinky
Slinky.
Dog. Guys, just be prepared wherever you get on your rope drop journey. It may not be open, and you're
Yes.
going to have to be
Delayed opening.
flexible and they won't tell you when.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to say it's a delayed opening. You can continue to stand there and ask, and they will continue to say, we don't know.
Yeah.
And so you should just go use your time wisely. So
Yeah.
just remember that for Rise because of how far it is.
Yes.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
but anyhow, so yeah, we're going to utilize that.
Yep. Got a good idea on your pricing, so you're able to talk with the other family, figure out budgeting,
Exactly.
see what they want to do, if they want to join you all of those days.
Yep.
Because one of the nice things, if you're all linked together on the My Disney Experience app, which I highly recommend if you're going with a party,
And Jordan hooked me up.
yeah, make sure you link together, because only one person, like
Exactly.
Michelle, who's more experienced at it than the other family, she's going to be able to book all of the lightning lanes for their whole trip for everybody in one swoop.
Yep.
So very important, if you're a big party traveling together, make sure you get linked on your My Disney Experience apps, so that way only one person has to worry about it, and you guys can get on all the rides at the same time if you're
Yeah.
utilizing that.
So we're going to do that. So we've got a plan for Lightning Lane.
Perfect.
I actually, we've, done this with this family before, like I
Mhm.
said.
Yeah.
So we've kind of got an idea of
Yeah.
the rides. Like my friend does not do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
It's fair.
I love it. She does not. And I'm like, but if I can ride it, you can ride it.
Yeah.
But she's not riding it.
Yeah.
And then our littles, of course, we've got a whole height thing.
Mhm.
Disney pays very close attention to that because
Yes.
my youngest little friend that just turned 2, I had him in line to ride Alien Swirling Saucers, and we
Yeah.
passed the first checkpoint, and he was tall enough, and he shrunk between that one and the next checkpoint, and I was really upset. I'll be honest.
Understandably.
Because he's going to be really sad. This
Yeah.
year, I think it would be worse. So, like where we're at right now, I think he would
Yeah.
know. Back in the fall, he didn't even know what
Yeah.
things were
Maybe
and
he's got
rides.
that extra little bit of height this time, though. That
Well,
he
he's going to
can
have
make
thicker
it.
shoes because he's
There
riding.
you go.
Yeah. He's going to have the right kind of shoes to ride
Shoes
this
make
ride
a
because he was
difference.
literally like a fraction of an inch
Oh,
off.
man.
But they do it is for safety.
Yes.
And Disney's responsible, and they
Mhm.
take
They
that
wanna make
responsibility very seriously. So, so we're going to do that. One of the big things, though, going into this is they have a child who qualified for the DAS.
Yes.
Pass.
Yeah, and that's one of the big reasons we wanted to do this pre-trip is because
Yep.
we know there's a lot of you out there that also have qualification. What does that process look like? You guys have been going through it, getting everything together. For those that don't know, the DAS is the Disability Access Service,
Yep.
and it is something that you essentially have to apply for before your trip, and it's not necessarily a skip the line in the sense that our lightning lanes are there, right?
It's not.
But it's for those that have a developmental disability, like an autism or something similar, and they're unable to wait in that conventional queue for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misconceptions of what DAS covers and doesn't cover,
Or what you want it to
or
cover.
what you want it to cover.
Right.
But typically speaking, that's what it currently is designed for and what they're looking at. And so you guys have already gone through
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah, my friend Becca, she had to sit through. So she tried to do it one day, waited a really long time, and had, an appointment and had to hang up. So that was kind of a waste of her time, but she chose to hang up.
Right.
So then she called back, and it was over a 2-hour wait
Okay.
on hold while you're waiting for a specialized person who it's their job to determine if you meet the criteria.
Yeah.
The person has to be with you.
And
So
it's
if
a
it's
video
a child.
call, correct?
Video, yeah.
Okay.
Video call. They ask all kinds of questions, and they are all geared for what you just described.
Mm-hmm.
So if, your son broke his foot before the trip and he's in a cast and, obviously you can't stand with a broken
Right.
foot, they're going to say, yeah, but you can sit in the wheelchair until
And
you
still
get
be
to
in
the front.
line. Yeah.
And the cast members help you with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not for that.
Yeah.
So it was 30 minutes of very much focused questions on that. They did get accepted.
Okay.
We had this in October, so I have got to
Yes.
see it in action. That was my first
experienced it.
time. So when you get to the park, of course, MDE is super important.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure.
I don't know that
you can do
really,
it without it,
Yeah.
but I don't know how you
You're not
would.
going to be able to really take advantage of all the helpful tools.
Yeah, exactly.
To
So
do Disney these days.
So when you get into your My Disney Experience Act, you're going to app there. You're going to hit the 3 lines at the bottom right. And on your first park day, you're going to actually see like a little tile that's going to say DAS on it.
And you won't see it till your first park day.
No, you will
correct?
not. So like I'm looking at mine right now,
It's not
and it
there.
is not there. And so yeah, it'll show up there, and it will make sense to you when you look at your
Yeah.
app, because it's missing, it's uneven.
Yeah.
And who would do that, right? So yeah, there's a spot for that,
Okay.
and you'll click on it, and it does work like Lightning Lane.
Okay.
a
So
lot.
similar scheduling.
You're gonna click on it. It's gonna let you pick. It's just one at a time,
okay.
and then it's gonna show you the available time, right, for those activities. It's only for the people in your immediate party.
Gotcha.
So we are a party of 8.
Yeah.
We're not all part of that.
Yeah.
This is for their
They're
family.
a family of 5, so I think typically speaking, the limit is usually 4.
Right.
Unless you have immediately family. So they
Yep.
are an immediate family of 5.
Exactly.
And so you said that they made the exception and added the 5th
They
family
did.
member on there.
And so we're linked, so any other 4 people that are part of our group can go with the person with the pass.
Right.
But that person always has to be on that. So
Yes.
if you've got a child like we do,
Mm-hmm.
who's 3,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to try to use that for Rise of the Resistance,
Not gonna work.
it's not working for you, bud. Yeah, not happening. She's not big enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna have to use it for all the rides that she can participate in.
Yes.
And that's what we did.
It's
And
understandable.
they can even do that for character meet and greets.
Oh,
So like at
cool.
Epcot, because there is no Lightning Lane,
Yeah.
and
No
I don't think
more.
it's all of them.
Yeah.
So
just
like at
a
Epcot,
few.
we used it for I can't remember the name of it, but it's where all the characters are
the
inside.
Mickey and
Mickey and Friends, and they're
one.
over in that new part.
Yes.
And so they were able to use it there.
Okay.
And so they went in and able to do that. It's very important that person has to have their magic band or their room card,
Okay.
whatever, key to the world,
Yeah.
whatever you're using to get through that. And
Okay.
so that's what we'll be using that in conjunction
Mm-hmm.
with our Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
Because like we want to ride too, and
Yep.
we can't ride with them, and so
Yeah.
there will be things that sometimes they're going to do probably
Yeah.
with my little buddy, and we're not going to be doing.
Yeah.
Other than that, we do have. I said we were going to do Tusker House.
Mm-hmm.
We're not on the dining plan.
Right.
We all had to get this trip into budget
Yes.
because this was a pixie.
bonus.
Yeah, it's a
trip.
bonus. It's not pixie dusted.
Makeup /
But-
bonus trip.
Right. So we had those leftover days.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all using them. So we tried to get it in the best that we could. So
Yeah.
we're going to do the one character meal
Okay.
at Animal Kingdom. And then my family, get there early.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do Beaches and Cream.
Ooh, I love that.
Love Beaches and Cream.
Yes.
50s diner, like at the beach feel.
Yeah. Amazing ice cream.
Great ice cream. Sandwiches, not expensive. So
Yeah.
like if you're a family on a budget,
Not too bad.
definitely fits. You need a reservation.
Yeah.
You're not just going to walk up and
Yes.
eat there, most likely.
Yeah.
And then the character meal, and then we're doing Steakhouse 71
Ooh,
lunch.
yum.
Yeah, on our Magic Kingdom day, we're going to just we'll probably just walk over. It'll be a nice break. And then we wanted sci-fi,
Okay.
not showing up. It's a hard one to get these days. If
Yeah.
you don't get it at your 60 days.
And you're a larger group, and since they added in last minute,
Yep.
we were already past the dining table
yeah.
when they added on, so it was a little bit harder to.
But
get
we're
the
going to get to eat
dining.
at Mama Melrose's. It's
Yeah.
closing in May, I believe.
Which that'll be a good experience to get to do one last time. And you guys haven't done that one
Yeah,
before,
never
right?
have,
So
and it's been there for years.
first and last time getting
Yep,
to
exactly.
experience it.
And so we've got and it's again price point, middle of the road.
Yeah.
And so we like to have a sit down,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be character or not, depends on the dining plan, right?
Yeah.
If we're on it or not, how much
Yeah.
we spend. Because guys,
Right.
if you're not on the dining plan,
It's gonna get
character meals are
Yes.
going to get your attention
yes
when the bill comes. Because my husband has seen that bill, and he was not prepared. I was, but he wasn't. So yeah, you just have to figure out what works for you.
yeah.
We got together and we talked about it
Mhm.
because they were like, hey, we're we're not trying to bust up your trip or anything, but we're going to come too and would like to spend some time.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we love the more the merrier. So
Mhm.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're going again in May
Yeah.
with another
A
group of
different
friends.
which we'll do a different pre-trip
Yeah,
for that
we'll
one.
have that's a whole different trip.
mix-up.
Bigger group, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards. And so, so we're just going to kind of take it and see
Yeah.
what happens.
And the last time you guys went in October, you guys all were on the dining plan
Yep.
because that was the type of trip that you had all budgeted for.
Yes.
It was something you had planned months in advance. You wanted to do all the character meals, all
Yep.
the things, especially for the littles. It was their first time getting to see Disney, so you
Exactly.
pulled out all the stops. But this is a good example of planning for this one.
Yeah.
More last minute, trying not to spend as much money, and so you're kind of evening it out of planning a couple meals here and there just to enjoy it, but other than that, sticking with your quick services and saving a little money there.
Yeah, and I mean for my group, price point, just to kind of give you everybody kind of an idea of what we're spending, not
Mhm.
counting meals, right? And not counting a Saturday reservation. We technically check in on Sunday. We're
Right.
thinking about going early depending upon what kind of room we can get at Disney,
Mhm.
and that's a busy time, and we'll just see. But for us, we're there Sunday to Friday. With 3 days
Mm-hmm.
of tickets. 2 we already had
Yeah.
for 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
But all in at like $1,800
Yeah.
or so, I think.
Which for a spring break week is not terrible.
And at a moderate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, that's really not that.
Yeah.
For all the complaining that folks do about
Right.
the cost and how expensive
Yeah.
things are,
There's ways to
Yeah.
do it.
it's expensive.
Yeah.
And you're not going to Universal cheap anymore.
No.
You're not going to SeaWorld cheap
You're not
anymore.
going to the beach cheap
Yeah.
anymore.
There's no cheap except home. And that's not cheap.
Right.
Eggs are $5 a carton.
Groceries, man.
So yeah, I mean, so this is just different.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're gonna have a couple resort days to just kind of relax,
Which you guys don't always get to do. This
Yes.
is a different trip. You guys are usually just park. But because,
Yep.
again, the nature of it, you had the 2 tickets. You didn't
Yeah.
want to spend too much money. You guys are going to get to enjoy the resort a little bit this time.
Yeah,
And that's
and-
why you chose a moderate.
Yeah, because we're gonna be there, and so
Mhm.
I'm notorious for trying to pack in more and more fun. But
Yes.
budget wise, we're going again in May. We're
Right.
gonna have a 5-day ticket then.
Mhm. So you can
This
do it a
will
little
be
different
plenty.
this time.
Yeah, we're just not doing
Yeah.
Epcot.
Yep.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll see Flower and Garden in May. I was
Yes.
reassured the other day because I was panicking a little bit. But yeah, I mean, and I think that these resorts, guys, if you're going to spend the money on them,
Enjoy
value
'em.
resorts are, I think they're great because we
Mhm.
typically stay value.
Mm-hmm.
And All Star Movies is probably my
same.
favorite. And I think it's great, has great theming, and if resort days there are great too. But especially if you're going to spend the money on a moderate or deluxe, I mean, for most families, that's expensive.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to be there, you might not want to spend that
Yeah.
there. You could use that money on souvenirs or
Mhm.
better dining or
Yeah.
another
More
trip.
tickets.
More
days.
tickets.
Like more park days.
Yeah, park hopping or special
Yeah.
experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we're watching, I don't know if it'll happen or not. My friends would like to do Bibbidi Bobbidi
Oh,
for the little girl,
Yes.
but we have not. Again, those times go quickly. It's
Yeah.
only at Magic Kingdom now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that hasn't come
That's
available.
an important
So we're still-
60-day window.
Yeah, we're still watching. Like, we're going to just hit the app. You never know. It may happen or it may not. The biggest thing about this is just relax.
Yes.
It'll be okay.
Yes. These are going to be 2 fun pre and post trips coming up for you guys to really give a good example of the different ways you can do Disney.
Yeah.
And something else you guys are going to do this time that you don't typically do is you're going to try out the putt-putt courses, right?
We're going to go to Fantasia Garden.
Okay.
And we've only done it one other time when we did Winter Summerland.
Yes,
Which is
I love that
funny
one.
because
It's
it's
cute.
it's winter, but it's summer.
But it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas in the summer.
You have the beach side and
Olaf
the winter
would really
side.
like
yes,
it.
he would.
But yeah, so we're going to do that. And we're iffy, but Disney is giving the water park to you in
Yes.
2025
Yeah.
on check-in day
Yeah.
only. So this
All
would be for
resort
us on
guests.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could actually go check out Blizzard Beach. And we've
Mhm.
only done Typhoon Lagoon.
Okay.
So we're open to
Another
it.
new
We're going to have our
experience.
swimsuits,
Yeah.
the 3 of us with my party,
Mm-hmm.
because the other folks aren't coming till later.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to give that a go. If the weather's
Yeah.
good and we all feel like it,
Hopefully
we're going to
it'll be
go
some nice weather.
do 2 or yeah, it's March. Last year, it was really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
mid-70s,
Yeah.
sun. And I mean, I like a
Middle of
good
the day
lazy
still feels
river.
nice.
Yeah. And so, in Disney doesn't do anything halfway.
Right.
Their water parks are
There's-
very good,
yes,
top notch.
Very well done. So much fun.
Yeah.
I know
I'm excited.
We've heard maybe mixed reviews on the crowds because of this new offering, right?
Yep.
It's just something they're doing for 2025. It started in January, so we're only a couple months into it. So
And
you'll
it's
have
busy.
To,
Yeah.
You'll have to keep us posted
Yeah,
to see how your day goes.
Yeah, we've been looking. Probably need to take the bus because parking has
Mhm.
kind of been an issue because
Yeah.
people are taking advantage of it. But I think it's great. I mean, everybody wants Disney to give them something for free.
Yeah, and here
They
you go.
just did.
Yeah.
2025
And
water parks.
their water parks seriously are so much fun, and I just feel like for whatever reason that was one thing that didn't quite recover after COVID.
Yeah.
So hopefully this new offering is kind of showing people again how fun their water parks are and giving new families a chance to experience it. Who maybe chose not to in the past because they wanted to do an extra park day at one of the main ones. So I'm
we're
excited for you guys.
Yeah, we're excited, and
see
I'm
that.
sure that on Sunday or Monday I'm gonna hit Disney Springs and World of
Yes,
Disney
'cause
and
you can't
Co-op
not.
because how do you not? And so we're excited just to be going.
Yeah.
It's always exciting when you're going to Disney.
Yes. And I love that you guys are getting to kind of take a little bit different of a trip this time and experience some things that you don't normally get to because
Yeah.
of just the kind of bonus part of it, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily one that you guys were planning on getting to go on this year. You were just going to go the one time in May.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always like, I'm not going, and then I'm going,
Yeah.
and then I'm not going, but I'm going twice.
Yes.
And yeah.
But especially, a family like you guys that do get to experience it a lot and in different ways. This is even a newer way that you guys are experiencing it for a
Yeah.
while. So I'm excited to hear.
And we're finally getting to the point. I'm just an all or nothing kind of person.
Yeah.
So like every time I go, I want to do everything
Right.
every time.
You can't
But
not.
I think I'm finally learning 35-ish trips in that I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be okay. And we're going to get to experience, different things. There's a lot of exciting things coming to Disney. I hope I
Yes.
come back with some pictures of some walls.
Yes.
When walls are up at Disney,
Construction starting
is exciting. and Animal Kingdom is really going through some
Yep.
changes.
And
So it's
they're
exciting.
going.
Yeah, Disney got the message from Universal.
Yeah.
They know they need to do some great things.
Yes.
And so they're doing something great everywhere. And I think
Everywhere.
that's a new thing for Disney.
Yeah.
They usually tackle one thing at a time,
yeah.
and they are literally going to do something at every park. So it's exciting.
Yes.
And, I'll let you know what happens when we come back.
Let us know what you see.
I will do it.
Well, we're so excited to get to hear the post trip on that. So, in between now and then, just keep doing your research and planning and getting everybody lined up, and hopefully the Bippity Boppity Boutique
Yeah.
reservations open up. You'll
Yeah,
have to
we'll
keep
hope
us posted
so.
on
Oh,
that.
and we'll hope she likes it.
Yeah.
Kids, you never
You
know.
It's
You
a
never
wild card.
know.
Three's
Yeah.
right at that age where they're
That's
either
right.
gonna love it or hate it.
That's it.
They're gonna love becoming a princess, or they're like, please, I don't want to sit in this
I
chair
don't want to do
for-"
this anymore.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we look forward to hearing when you guys get back how that trip goes. And thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully you've heard some helpful tips and just kind of going into what planning a trip with multiple families and the DAS and all that kind of looks like. And we look forward to giving you guys an update once Michelle and her family and friends get back. So be sure to tune in, listen for that soon. And this has been another episode of To the Magic and Beyond podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.